Hello everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. My name is Alex. I'm outside Stamford Bridge after a 1-1 draw against Nottingham Forest in the Premier League. I'm here with Nina. Nina, thank you for waiting. To be fair, actually, you've had a pint, so life's good, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's raining, so I thought it's only fair that I go inside and wait for you. But yeah, I mean, 1-1. I'm not probably as annoyed as maybe some other fans are, because I did expect this to be a frustrating game, to be honest with you. And
It's justified how frustrated some people are.
Do you think it's justified?
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. I guess there were some things, especially when you take into consideration they were a man down, and maybe I think that's probably what adds to the situation of maybe annoyance a little bit. But yeah, look, I think Nottingham Forest are a tough team to break down, to, you know, they sit back at you, they make it tough for you, and I think that's one thing we really haven't come to face. We haven't really had that challenge yet, so I think that's what kind of amplified the situation a little bit. And we have played teams that have been open, you know, that have played the high line, as Brighton did, and it was a lot easier for us. But yeah, look, this was a test, it was a challenge. We walked away with a point still, even though it was difficult. I know that some fans say we probably should have won it. It was there for the taking when they went a man down, but honestly, I think this is a learning curve for us, and those players will walk away, they will talk with Enzo, and they will see where the problems were, what needs to improve. But at the end of the day, considering that we almost conceded towards the end as well, I think a point for us is, yeah, it's actually okay.
So you don't think it's because it's a double-edged sword, isn't it?
Yeah,
they could have scored, we could have scored, we
scored.
should have scored. Let's be
Yeah.
real. I mean, at least they forced a great save from Sanchez. When I
Yeah.
look at the João Felix
A couple,
chance, for example,
actually, yeah.
yeah, but I do feel like we could have been a bit more clinical, because the actual play itself, we did enough to create the chances.
Yeah.
Then you take the chance, everyone's happy.
Absolutely, and I think, you know, you're right there, because I think there were good saves on both ends of the pitch there. So you know, you talk about both teams defending well at times and making good saves, but you know, you look at the Cole Palmer situation, the double save really shortly after. Palmer could have
I forgot about that.
there. I know, and there were many other situations like that, but I do agree with you that we could have been more clinical, absolutely. And considering, you know, sometimes when you play low blocks, you have to just take the chances that you get to take the points away. Last season, when we lost here at home, not to Nottingham Forest 1-0, that was our biggest problem, that we weren't finishing the chances, and ultimately that's why we lost that game.
Last year
right?
we didn't even create.
Exactly.
So, I mean, that's something that we
Yeah.
had this time.
Exactly, that's right, and that's where you look at the positives, that's already a one-up on last season, that we were creating a little bit more, that there was a little bit more happening. I thought, yeah, at times we saw that side-to-side football that we really dreaded last season, where it was recycled attacks, the little triangles at the corner flags where we're just sort of passing it among each other. There were opportunities where we could have played through the middle a little bit. Forest did leave those spaces, like at least 2 times, I think, in that whole game. Those are the moments where we could have perhaps played through the middle, and then maybe Jackson was able to be a bit more effective in that regard. But I think, you know, there wasn't really much he could do. And then when any of our forwards really had a chance, they doubled up on us. But we could have taken a bit more shots from outside the box. I think, you know, you saw with Noni Madueke, when he did, he scored. And with Noni Madueke, it's funny because some fans will say sometimes he needs to pass, and I agree with that, because you can't always just want to dribble the ball to the back of the net, right? Sometimes it has to be a pass or something, but he took it upon himself to shoot, and ultimately that's why we've walked away with a point tonight.
And we talk about Madueke needing to pass. Sometimes
Yeah.
Sancho needs to shoot.
Yeah, so true. I think that's the thing with Sancho, is that back yourself, you're good, you're very technically gifted, you know, you do the good things, you beat your man, have a shot. What's going to happen? You know, nobody will blame you if you go for that shot and it goes a little bit wide or it goes over the bar, but when it leads to us being dispossessed and then we're hit on the counter, that's when it's a problem, right? So it's great that he can do the good things, and I'm not about to badmouth Sancho, because he's had how many assists now for us in the few games he's played? 3?
Three or four, something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and that's pretty good going for a player that didn't really play much football before he came, that was criticised and had a tough time at his former club. But, you know, I see improvements, Alex. And this one game, it's a challenge, it's a learning curve, right? We said to ourselves that it's not going to be smooth sailing. We're not going to keep winning. You know, we're not going to be on this endless winning streak. It's great to be, but that's the reality of football. You come and you face challenges. It's how you learn and how you bounce back. It's great we've got, well, it's not great. I don't really want another international break.
It's fucking shit, Nina. It's shit. What? Three games, 4 games? What is the point?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I know.
Do you have a solution? Because I have a solution for that. I mean, just when we have the World Cup, when we have the Euros, we block out a couple of weeks for these competitions. Do one for the Nations League, and then we don't have to worry about it again. Why do they have to spread this competition over a whole year?
Yeah.
Criminal. And I just want to watch Chelsea. And the players probably just want to play for Chelsea.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually easier for them. The travel schedules for them. Imagine if you're playing in Argentina and you play in England, you've got to do all these international breaks.
Yeah.
It's not healthy.
No.
So it's not just for the fans, it's for the players as well and their welfare. But Guardiola did say he loves it. So the managers are probably having a great time. They just have the time off.
I mean, I think from a managerial perspective, it's probably great they get to kind of gather their thoughts for a little bit, assess things and kind of make it a little bit like a 2-week review, because that's what it's turning out to be, isn't it? See what's gone wrong, see what they can improve. But yeah, I'm with you on this one, Alex. I think as fans, it's just it's a break of momentum as well. I know we drew this game after we've been on a really good positive winning streak, but it still feels like we've got a lot more to give into another game without having this big break. But hopefully our players can feel protected. I think as a fan, I worry about that going into an international break. Can they stay fit? Can they be well prepared to come back and just pick up where they left off? So yeah, I agree. It's really not great, but when we come back, we've got another couple of away games. We'll have a trip to Anfield, which will be tough. We now know that Fofana and Cucurella won't be available for those two things, but I'm happy about that in terms of we get to see Tosin, I think, then play, and I'm really open and happy to see him. He came on today, he was edging us fans on to be a bit louder. There's a bit more composure. He offers height as well for defending set pieces, perhaps scoring, hopefully, set pieces further down the line. But it's an opportunity to see Vega perhaps as well maybe play, and I think he's warranted himself a start in the Premier League with the performances we've seen recently. I think he is some player, and with the
bargain as well.
A bargain as well. How much did we buy him for?
14 million.
Absolute bargain then. Someone who looks so versatile, someone that can drop into midfield and play out as a fullback is just really, really refreshing. But I think I look at this game and think this is a learning curve more than anything. It was frustrating. We could have scored towards the end. Enzo did the right thing by bringing on all our attacking threat pretty much. You've got nothing to lose now. You're at the death of the game. You're at home. You can take 3 points away, everyone. But I almost think that when they went a man down, it became a little bit more difficult because we felt the pressure, right, as the home side that's got the man advantage to score, that we were almost kind of rushing a few decisions. We were almost trying to be a bit rash, a bit erratic. I thought Pedro Neto and Mudryk had really good crosses in that were just so unlucky to not be finished. But yeah, sometimes it's luck as well. But you know what, Alex, I choose to be positive. We've got something really good building on and going on here at the moment. Hopefully international break's not going to be something that hinders that. Hopefully no injuries. That's all I can wish for from international break. And then when we come back, we can just pick off from the previous winning streak that we left off at.
Hopefully Palmer doesn't play as a left back as well. I mean, Jesus Christ.
What's that about? What is that about? Just when you think, wow, yes, Palmer's capabilities and talent is going to be recognised. Yeah, Lee's planning on using him as a left back.
I don't even want to talk. He doesn't even deserve the attention of. But it's so stupid that's why people are talking about it. What about the midfield, Nina? Because Caicedo, Enzo, that partnership seems to be sort of the go-to. Although Lavia's coming back to fitness, we didn't see any of him today.
Yeah. I think today midfield can be criticised a little bit. I think that there was a lot of balls lost in midfield, a lot of balls that were at times retrieved in midfield but were kind of almost ineffective of kind of pushing the game out and providing options for the wingers as well. And I think that there were some misplaced passes as well, but that's the thing you get because we've got an expensive midfield, right, but we've also got a young midfield that makes mistakes. They're hot and cold occasionally, game in, game out. You don't know what to quite expect a little bit, and I would have liked to see more today. I think this is a game that really shows that because you might praise our defence, you might praise Robert Sanchez for the saves he made as well, but you know what, Alex, that's an indication that it's still a learning process because every game we praise different areas of the pitch, right? When we score loads of goals, we praise our front line. When we manage to not concede some chances, we praise Sanchez like we often don't when he's not doing very well. So I think it's still a kind of a work in progress where we're seeing consistency across the whole pitch. When can we say that everybody collectively has done well? There's always going to be those certain situations and certain games where you look at and you think, oh, defence, and that's still definitely a cause for concern. So is midfield. sometimes it's great. It's easier to kind of cut slack to the front line because they've been scoring goals for fun recently. How many, like 16, 17 in our last 4 games? 18 maybe today if you add that. But yeah, I'm feeling positive. I'm not going to let a result like today bring us down. I mean, the weather's pretty miserable, but I feel okay. I feel
like
positive.
the fans should be a little bit more upbeat.
Yeah, I think, again, I do see it. It's Nottingham Forest at home. We did have the man advantage. We're very keen to hold on to that spot, but I think we're quite lucky. Villa drew today as well, so we get to hold on to that 4th place a little bit better. Tottenham, I don't think can.
Yeah, it would have been nice to gain points on Villa, to be fair, because actually, I want Ten Hag to stay at United, as I'm sure you do as well. So I think it's a good thing. I would have loved United to have won that game because we knew they would have dropped points. But, they didn't gain points on us at least. Just to finish off, what do you make of the home atmosphere today at Stamford Bridge?
I think it's probably the weakest it's been in the last 3 games because I've been here at all 4, 4 if you include today, and I think definitely not as good as it was against Ghent, Brighton of course with Cole Palmer's 4 goals and our first game against Barrow, but I think that comes with the frustration. I think the referee didn't help as well today. I mean, every single moment was a foul or something, and Nottingham Forest were time wasting, and of course this was the best result for them tonight. 10-man Nottingham Forest taking a point away from Stamford Bridge today, but yeah, it was just a bit, you could feel the frustration throughout the stands, couldn't you? And we tried to kind of lift ourselves a little bit, but yeah, I think it's something about a Sunday maybe, that a Sunday at home is often a little bit flat sometimes, but it's getting there. I think we can take some pride away from the previous few games and hopefully continue that after the international break. We were worried about our home form. It's not been so bad. It's 3 wins and a draw in the 4 games that we've had. If someone had told me that at the start of the season, I would have said, yeah, that's pretty good from us, so fair play.